as I pointed out in my opening comment, honesty matters. The county attorney must be honest and true to their word. You know, to sit there and to make those types of comments are absolutely disingenuous. Yes, you do have professional disagreements with different branches within the government itself. But to sit there and rise it to the level of alleging corruption, as Mr. Thomas had done, of the judiciary, and it's literally being thrown out of court, that's unacceptable. Additionally, you know, we do need to calm down county government. We do need to do a better job. But we can't be in the hip pocket, you know, of, for example, the sheriff's office, to where that continued practice that we've seen for several years now will continue on. And I just have to tell you, Bill, you have too many debts to Joe Arpaio. He has continually been out there supporting you, and what's interesting here is that Mr. Montgomery, when he was trying to be appointed as the county attorney, he went to Mr. Stapley, and this was recorded. I have it on tape. And he talked about how he disagreed with Joe.
We need to make sure that we understand the context of this. This was a conversation that was recorded without my knowledge during a private conversation. So I'd like to know from Rick right now, do you think it's unethical to record someone without their knowledge and then try to use it for political purposes?
It is not illegal. You know that at one part.
I didn't ask you if it was illegal. Is it unethical?
Bill,
unethical.
The point is, I wasn't part.
Is it unethical?
I was not part of that. The point is, it's part of the record. It's part of the record.
I wasn't in court, Rick. You should know the difference between being on record in court and someone tape recording a private conversation. Do you believe that was unethical?
Well, Mr. Montgomery,
do you believe it was unethical?
If you think it is not, if I can answer, can I answer the question?
Please.
Thank you. If you think it's not relevant to the county attorney's race, that you say one thing to the board member to try to get appointed, and then when you don't get appointed, you go and you flip-flop all the way over to the other side and take a totally other position to just try to get the job, I question what you'll do to get the job. Honesty matters.
It does. And I want to know specifically, when I said that you were quoted as that guy, Judge Campbell, ought to wear a crown instead of a robe, are you saying you didn't say that?
Not that I remember.
Okay, that's from an article dated December 16, 2004. You said it to Paul Rubin. Then I said that you've stated, in fact, you're not overly impressed by a lot of judges over there in Maricopa County. Are you saying you didn't say that?
I don't remember that. But Bill,
okay, then it's wrong. Rick, then it's false for you to sit there and accuse me of being dishonest and of lying about that.
Bill,
that's wrong.
It's on the record that you sat there and you told
don't try to switch it here,
Supervisor Stapley,
you know, Rick,
one position
I'm used to dealing with people like this, but they're usually criminal defense attorneys trying to mislead a court. You're trying to mislead voters.
Now wait a minute,
Bill. Please.
You're trying to mislead voters. I'm not going to let you do it.
Let him respond.
It is absolutely on the record. We have a tape recording of Mr. Montgomery saying one thing to try to get appointed, to Mr. Stapley, saying illegal immigration, the way it's been done in this county, is self-serving and it's wrong. It's dividing our community. When he doesn't get the appointment, he goes over and he gets the endorsement of Joe Arpaio. And now he's sitting here and saying, the way Joe Arpaio and Andy Thomas have done it, absolutely right. I think that's critical to the county attorney's race.
And very quickly, please.
That's entirely misleading, because at the time that I had that conversation with Don Stapley, SB 1070 wasn't even up for being signed into law. The situation has changed. Now, I did say that a single-minded focus on just that issue wasn't serving the community well, and that's true. But we're dealing with a lot more now, and you've proven unable or unwilling to deal with it in its correct context.
It was in the legislature.
Let me finish. That also was the third conversation that I had with Don. Did he share with you the context for the other two?
Well, all I can sit there and say is this.
It's a question, Rick. Did he share with you the context for the other two?
Yes, he did. In fact, I talked to Mr. Stapley because I had heard that he had said that he had 3 previous conversations. Mr. Stapley categorically denies that there was one conversation.
Okay, this is one aspect. This conversation all started with the idea of the relationship between the county attorney and the sheriff. How do you see that relationship?
Well, I see it as a partnership. And for Rick to suggest because I'm getting the support of the sheriff is somehow wrong, then I want you to return the contributions Max Wilson and Andy Kunasik have made to you. And I want you to tell Andy Kunasik to stop going around town campaigning for you if you think that that creates such a conflict. Because, Rick, you haven't been able to say no to the board either. We both agreed that while their current mediation scheme was legal, they should have gone somewhere else. But you haven't told them no. Now, with respect to there should be a partnership between the county attorney and the county sheriff. And there's nothing wrong with having the support from the sheriff to run for the office. There is absolutely nothing in that relationship that states that I would be a rubber stamp for unlawful conduct. In fact, my own record, you know, the place that I went for my undergrad at West Point taught me then you do the right thing regardless of what the consequences may be. And that's important. I think it serves the citizens of Maricopa County to have a law enforcement team that can work together.
What's wrong with a county attorney and a sheriff working together?
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more. Look, in 99% of the cases, we work on cases daily. And even on significant cases, we work with the sheriff's office very, very well. But there are times when the legal restrictions require you to say no. You cannot do that. And that's unfortunately been the times in the past where the sheriff has, you know, disagreed with the county attorney's office very, very openly. You must have that strength to be able to say no.
There is concern, and it's been well-publicized concern, that you would be unable to say no to Sheriff Arpaio's demands and or requests. How do you respond?
Well, it's just silly. As a cadet, I said no to 3-star generals. So certainly as an elected official with my own oath to uphold and my own duties and responsibilities, I certainly can say no to anyone who needs to be told no. But I would suggest this. One of the problems that we have in county government is so many elected officials have been saying no to the other without sitting down and working together to come up with joint solutions in a collaborative method, that I don't see any virtue in wanting to say no to people unless you're just looking to puff up your own ego or your own political position.
Last question on this relationship.